ชื่องานอะไรวะเกี่ยวกับโคนอะไรทุกอย่าง
My senior, Richard Sumita.
Welcome, ma'am. So once again, a very good morning, namaste, sawadee krap, and for my friend from the north, sawadee chow. That's how we say it in northern Thailand. So let me quickly introduce myself. I am the Consul of India in Chiang Mai. My name is Shirish Jain, and let me also take this opportunity to invite all those present here, especially the tour operators from Northeast India, as well as the local tour operators and other officials to visit Chiang Mai as well, now that you are visiting this lovely land of Thailand. So, well, we actually had a splendid inauguration ceremony of the Northeast India Festival yesterday evening, and many of you were present there. Some of you were not, who came last night or this morning. So the chief organizer of the Northeast India Festival, Mr. Shamkanu Mahanta, will be recapping some of the things which he had introduced yesterday about the rationale and purpose of this splendid Northeast India Festival in Bangkok. Before that, we will have the welcome remarks by Her Excellency Mrs. Suchitra Gorai, Ambassador of the Republic of India to Thailand. Ma'am, please.
Sawadee Ka. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to join all of you at this tourism seminar today, which focuses on the Northeast Indian states. This is being organized as part of the Northeast India Festival, which was inaugurated last evening, as has been explained by the Consul of India in Chiang Mai. I extend a very warm welcome to all of you, both those of you who have come all the way from India, as well as our friends from Thailand. India-Thailand relations, as you all may be very well aware, are historic. They are based on strong civilizational and cultural bonds. We not only have Buddhism linking our two peoples together, but underlying that is also a very strong appreciation, I think, of the Hindu traditions, which have also colored the way people here look at. As I was walking in, I remember seeing the very large statue of Ganesha, which is outside this complex. I don't know of many other parts of the world where you will find, Hindu deities worshipped with such fervor as in Thailand. An important dimension of our relationship has been the people-to-people contacts. tourism exchanges between India and Thailand have played an important role in the contemporary period in enhancing our mutual understanding of each other's culture, history and traditions. Every year, I'm very happy to note that we have more than 1 million tourists coming in from India. I think last year it was 1.6 million Indian tourists who visited Thailand. And similarly, we have about 100,000 Thai people visiting India. Now, the most important thing, of course, for tourism to expand is connectivity. We have excellent air connectivity. Around 17 Indian cities are connected to Bangkok and Phuket at the moment, and there are about 330 weekly flights. And one can reach any city in India in a matter of few hours. I'm very happy also to announce that the Indian private airline SpiceJet is soon going to start direct flights from Bangkok to Guwahati. Thank you. This is a development which I think is particularly relevant to the Northeast India, and because Guwahati is a very important hub in Northeast India, and that will give very quick connectivity to all parts of Northeast India. And that, I understand, will only take a couple of hours of flight. So India's Northeast comprises 8 states: Assam, Arunachal, Meghalaya, Manipur, Nagaland, Mizoram, Sikkim and Tripura. And all these states share more than 98% of their boundary with other countries in South Asia as well as Southeast Asia. And this particular region is actually undergoing a process of great transformation at the moment. The Government of India has a very strong focus on the Northeast and has been investing heavily in both infrastructure, which includes connectivity. The Act East policy announced by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi in 2014 is a priority for the government, and it has a special focus on the region, which means that all the pending connectivity projects with ASEAN countries are being given a special momentum. In this context, the Friendship Highway, the Trilateral Highway, which will connect Moreh in Manipur to Mae Sot in Thailand, will really be a game changer. Through this, we will also be able to connect to the ASEAN Connectivity Master Plan of 2025. Thailand, as I've mentioned before, is a favored destination for Indian tourists. As far as Thai tourists to India are concerned, most of them actually concentrate on the Buddhist circuit, which at the moment is primarily focused on Bodh Gaya and of course to Sarnath, Kushinagar, and then going on towards Lumbini in Nepal. And some also are now going to Ajanta, Ellora, etc. But what we see is that the younger generation is now looking at other destinations in India, apart from the pilgrim destinations. They are keen to go to Rajasthan. They also go to southern India. They're particularly captivated by the mountains, and they're looking at snow-capped and skiing destinations. Now, the northeast part of India has many attractions. There is this familiarity, the ethnicity, the linkages that is already enjoyed by that region with Thailand and other countries in Southeast Asia. But I think the northeastern region, which is beautiful landscape, mountainous terrain, offers a lot of possibilities for adventure tourism to people, particularly the younger generation in Thailand. I'm sure when you do your presentations, you will look at all these possibilities. In addition, of course, you also have, for those who are interested in Buddhism, several major monasteries in the region, including, I think last evening, reference was made to Manipur, to Tripura, and of course there are the big monasteries of Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh, and the big Rumtek monastery in Sikkim, etc. So I think there are a lot of possibilities: religious tourism, pilgrimages, adventure tourism, and just having a good holiday. The tea gardens of Assam, for example, are remarkable. River cruises down the Brahmaputra. I'm sure there was going to be a presentation on that as well. And the wildlife. The wildlife is incredible, very, very rich. I think it's the only place in the world where you have the one-horned rhino. And not only is the one-horned rhino can be seen in plenty, you also have elephants and you have other major wildlife there in that part of the world. There are several festivals which are being celebrated, including the Hornbill Festival of Nagaland, which is again very, very popular and gaining a lot of popularity, not just within India, but outside as well. As far as the embassy is concerned, we have really taken a lot of measures as the Government of India's visa policy has been liberalized in a very big way. We have also the e-visa, which can be applied online, and the visa can be received within 72 hours by mail. So there's considerable scope for increased tourism contacts between the two sides, and as Indians continue to visit in large numbers the various beautiful destinations of Thailand, we're also hoping for a reverse flow from this country to the northeast part of India, where I'm sure they will find many sites which will really enchant them. Thank you very much. Khop kham.
Thank you very much, Her Excellency, for opening remarks. And today, the focus of today's program really is of the Northeast India Tourism Roadshow will be the B2B session. And I am very pleased to announce that there are almost 100 Thai tour operators and agency representatives who today are in our midst for this event. And there are about 40 tour operators and agencies from Northeast India who have joined. So we really look forward to a very meaningful and vibrant, dynamic B2B session after we complete the presentations in this part of the program. I would now like to invite Mr. Sham Kanu Mohanto, the chief organizer of the Northeast India Festival, to recap some of the things which were covered during the inauguration yesterday. Please, Mr. Sham Kanu Mohanto.
Thank you so much, sir. We are privileged to have you all amongst us. It shows the sincerity of the tour operating community of Thailand. And we are so happy to inform that we have strong representation from entire nation states. We have got representation at the highest level from Government of Manipur, Government of Nagaland, Government of Meghalaya, as well as the main tour operators of Northeast India is here. So we hope for a bilateral tourism, and we hope for a new raise of hope and relationship between India and Thailand. We are here in Northeast India Festival, which is being organized from today at Central Ward, Zone A and B. We would like to give a small presentation about Northeast India and why we're here in Thailand and this Northeast India Festival today and tomorrow. So India's Northeast, 8 states, Assam, Arunachal, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, and Sikkim. We have a small corridor that connects Northeast India. It has got 5,182 kilometers, borders with Myanmar, Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and China. Almost 99% of boundaries of Northeast India is with ASEAN neighbors. And we have 5 crores, 50 million population as a whole in the Northeast. So it's one of the world's exotic biosphere zone. These last remnants of rainforest, snow-peaked mountains, lush tea gardens, incredible forest resources, a diverse culture, one of the biggest rivers in the world, and most importantly, Northeast provides you the largest concentration of wildlife sanctuaries in the whole world. One of the largest river systems in the world, which has got 34% of India's water resources. It's an organic hub, produces plenty of varieties of fruits and vegetables, tea, rubber, food processing, cane and bamboo, textiles, and many more. So India's axis policy, strongly promoted by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, have brought new hope and new horizon for the Northeast. Two major initiatives are in place. Our Honorable Ambassador Mother already mentioned about these two highways. 1,360 kilometer trilateral highway connects Moreh in Manipur up to Mesot in Thailand. It is likely to be operational next year. The road is being extended to 3,200 kilometers to connect Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and bring Northeast India center to the soon to be 4th largest ASEAN economy in the world. So this is a road which connects to Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, up to Thailand. We can drive from Guwahati to Bangkok very soon next year. In fact, this road, a lot of car rallies has happened already. The initial background has been made on this structure. So next year, hopefully, we'll drive. Our team will drive to Bangkok for organizing Northeast India Festival. So traditionally, Northeast is at the easternmost corner of India, connected by a small corridor to mainland India. But this active policy is going to change that. From the periphery of India, Northeast is going to be the hub of Southeast Asia. So that's precisely why you are here. This physical connectivity between Northeast India and Southeast Asia is bringing us here. Next slide. So that is one part, the geographical relationship between Northeast India and Thailand. Now we talk about the human relationship. Since ancient times, due to several reasons, the Thai people have left their early Thai state in different periods of time in search of new cultivable land. The Thai migration, which started in late 11th century, resulted in the formation of several powerful Thai states by the end of 13th century along the extensive river valleys of Indo-Chinese Peninsula in northern Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, and Northeast India. Thai and the Ahom kingdoms were such independent Thai states founded in river valleys of Chao Phraya and Brahmaputra, which is in the Northeast. So they migrated from Thailand and the nearby areas, and they went to Northeast India. And that's why most of the dominant tribes of Northeast India has initially migrated from the Thailand and neighboring areas. That's why most of us look like same. So that is the human connect, what brings us here. The Thai groups of Northeast India and the timing of their migration. The Thai Ahoms, they ruled the state of Assam for 600 years. They are the most dominant tribes of the biggest state of Northeast India, that is Assam. Thai Aiton, Thai Khamian, Thai Turung, Thai Khamti, Thai Phakir. So these are some of the major Thai tribes which have migrated to Northeast India. So they are a part of Thai Mongolian race having similar physical similarities. In Assam, Arunachal, Manipur, in Ahom, they call Ahom, Aiton, Khabao, and Khabasan, Khamti, Khamiang, Pake, and Turong. Among the Thais, Northeast India, Ahom forms the most dominant and numerous group. In Manipur, Thai people are identified as Kabao or San Kabao, and the villages are known as Kabao village. So with this background of geographical proximity and the historical proximity brought us here in Bangkok. Northeast India Festival is an attempt to connect both the regions, linked through history to geography. Today and tomorrow in Central World, we are organizing and showcasing the various aspects of Northeast, along with their performance from Thailand. The main components will be a cultural carnival showcasing exotic dance forms of Northeast as well as Thailand. In fact, from Thailand, 60-member teams are performing on both the days. The large-scale musical festival will present some of the most India's top rock bands. Northeast India is actually the hub of rock music in the whole country. In fact, Shillong is called the rock capital of India. So we will be having the best rock musicians of India performing today and tomorrow in Central World. Along with this, fashion shows by some of the best designers of the Northeast, tourism exhibition, our states will be presenting the various tourism attractions in Northeast India. There will be exhibition of craft, exhibition of organic fruits and exotic cuisine. The cuisine is very similar with Thai cuisine. We have a lot of focus on meat. We use a lot of herbs, we use a lot of pork, and a lot of people use beef also. So generally, the food habits are very similar with Thai people. We will be presenting this in 6 stalls during the Northeast Festival in Central World. So this B2B meet, as we discussed today, and there's a people-to-people exchange program organized tomorrow, where the Thai experts coming from Northeast India, of the various communities that I mentioned, the Thai Fakir, and Thai Khamtis, and Ahom, their scholars are coming. And from the Thailand, the top intellectuals, historians are coming, and they will interact about the historical linkage of Northeast India and Thailand. So there's a business meeting today after this B2B meet where we'll talk about bilateral business between Northeast and Thailand. And today's meeting is the most critical aspect of entire Northeast India Festival. Northeast India is the biggest common point that connects the entire Northeast is tourism. As we mentioned before, it is the most beautiful destination of entire India. 2 hours away, our Madam Ambassador has already mentioned, SpiceJet will start flight from the March. From Bangkok to Guwahati, the flying time is maximum 2 hours. So within 2 hours, we can connect both the regions. So with that, I think a huge tourism opportunity will open up, and today we'll discuss in details about the various tourism packages of Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Nagaland, Mizoram, all the states. So we'll try to talk about bilateral tourism on both sides. People exchange, as mentioned, and these are the components. We have Manipuri dance, we have got large Naga, team Naga dance forms are coming. A lot of top rock bands, DJs will perform. It's a very happening festival. In fact, this Northeast India will rock this to Bangkok tonight and tomorrow from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock. You will see some of the finest musical presentation ever. You will see in Bangkok because we have plenty of varieties of musicians, plenty of varieties of dance, and plenty of varieties of folk music as a whole, along with fashion. So I would like to request all of you to come with your family, 6 o'clock onwards, Central Wall, Zone A and B. I'd like to do a small video about Northeast Festival. To give an idea, there's a 1-minute video. With that, I will end. And once again, thank you. And most importantly, I would like to invite you and your family, kids, to come and see this culture, our culture presentation, as well as our food and the musical aspect of the Northeast India Festival. This video is about so this is a video of Northeast India Festival. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shamkanu, for that reminder of the festivities to come ahead, and I'm sure all of you will partake in the music shows, the food stalls, the fashion shows, and many of the other events which are going to take place in the next 2 days. So I will be, we are actually, it is my duty to tell you that we're running short of time already a little bit. We only have this all till 1 p.m. and our focus is really on the B2B session. So I would be requesting the various presentations to be made, and I also would like to tell you that we do have all your PowerPoint presentations with us, and we will circulate them to all concerned. So you need not go through the entire PowerPoints and just limit yourself to 2-3 minutes. But first of all, we are very pleased to have with us the representative from the Association of Thai Travel Agents, the ATTA, Mr. Chinarat Chinburi. So we would like to start off with your address, sir, please.
Morning, Your Excellency, Chief Minister and Minister of Northeast Region of India, Your Excellency, Ambassador of India to Thailand, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm honored to be here on behalf of the Association of Thai Travel Agents to attend the Northeast Tourism Roadshow today. As for my experience doing business with the Indian counterpart more than 10 years, I have learned more and more on the charms and the cultures of India. And I'm quite certain that your value assets of tourism will be no doubt to create the awareness and attract the foreign visitors to your region. I also, it's so timely that the outbound travelers of Thailand are now planning and look for places to visit during the old Thai New Year's holiday season, which is annually on the mid of the April, and will be one of the most popular period to go abroad. In this context, in organizing this event, I'm also proud being one of the supporters in inviting buyers and share a precious moment with your good operators from the state of Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Meghalaya and Motoland. And I wish all success to all the buyers and sellers for the B2B section, and hope all of you enjoy the all activity today. Thank you very much and happy.
Thank you very much, Kun Chinburi. So we will now continue with addresses by some of the top functionaries of the state tourism departments from Northeast India. We have representatives from the government of Nagaland, from the Tourism Corporation of Manipur. We also have senior officers from the government of Meghalaya, including the Director of Tourism, and we also have the tourism in charge of Bodoland tourism from Assam. So before I hand over the floor to these top functionaries, I would also like to make a little plug for Chiang Mai. Again, being the Consulate of India in Chiang Mai, I would like to point out, as Her Excellency has said, you know, there are more than now 1.6 million tourist arrivals from India. And in fact, counting, this is the figure of 2018, it might be closer to 2 million in this year. So, but still the majority of tourists from India, they come to Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket. These are the known places in India. So I would definitely like to, you know, encourage tourism to the northern part of Thailand, in particular Chiang Mai, the Golden Triangle area. It is increasing and it has a lot more potential. Conversely, from northeast India, from northern Thailand, there is now increasing interest and movement towards India in general and northeast India, which we would very much like to encourage. As there is, you have heard about the air connectivity from Bangkok to Guwahati, so we are also in the midst of trying to connect Chiang Mai directly to India. We do have representative from the Tourism Association of Chiang Mai, Mr. Frank Sethi, from Chiang Mai. Maybe in the B2B session, we can be part of the discussions. I just want to make one more point, that actually there is about, as Her Excellency mentioned, that there is roughly about 100,000 Thai tourists going to India. And this is mainly right now the Buddhist tour circuit, the pilgrimage circuit to both Gaya and Sarnath and Varanasi. And now, slowly but surely, the potential of the rest of India is being recognized by Thai visitors. And now you will see today in the presentations, I'm sure, you will be convinced. And you know, in the coming days, Northeast India is going to, you know, become one of the top destinations and hubs for Thai tourists. I have no doubt about this. There is, you know, if you look at the comparison between India and Thailand, the total number of annual tourists who come to Thailand is something like, it's over 35 million, if I'm not wrong, going towards 38, so moving towards the 40 million mark. Whereas India, no doubt, you know, being the mighty, big, strong, fastest growing economy in the world, but the number of tourists is roughly about 10 million. Look at the difference. But I must say, in the last few years, the way in which the infrastructure for tourism is growing and increasing in leaps and bounds, you will find, and this definitely includes Northeast India, as you will find out in the presentations to come. So, and it has increased exponentially in the last few years, and it is going to increase. Having said that, I would urge my you know, fellow citizens from India who are here to take you know, lesson from the Thai tourist operators and agencies here in how the magnificent way to do hospitality and tourism industry. They are one of the top in the world. They're in the top 10 in global tourist industry. So we have a lot to learn from them, and this is a great opportunity. So I'm not going to take more time because I know there are several presentations to get through. I will invite, first of all, Mr. Kehovi Sumi, the in charge of tourism from the government of Nagaland, to make his presentation, please.
The land of songs, landscapes, folklore, and mythology. A place of beautiful misty mountains, serene valleys and sparkling streams, forests, flora and fauna, snow, storm and helmets, where the all meet the need, a place to bring you closer to Mother Earth and the elements, a place to make you feel at home. The state of Nagaland. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here to make a brief presentation of Nagaland tourism and the vast opportunities it presents. Nagaland with an area of about 16,579 square kilometers and a population of about 20 lakhs in a small state in the northeast region of India. It is inhabited by vibrant people enthusiastically guarding their culture, tattoos, warriors, natural landscapes, valleys, forests, wild orchids, and rhododendrons, all of this and more for the picture of Nagaland. The state shares her borders with Assam in the north and West Myanmar and Arunachal Pradesh in the east and Manipur in the south. The people of Nagaland are called Nagas, composed of 16 tribes, major tribes. Each tribe has their own unique cultural system. For the Nagas, spirit, fertility, social bonding, and purification are the key elements that form the essence of traditional Naga festivals. Each of these festivals are distinctive in nature and celebrated with their own story. The Naga draws in a lot of tourists throughout the year. However, the Hornbill International Festival brings in the maximum number of tourists from all over the globe. The annual state Hornbill Festival takes place in the first week of December, where the Naga culture and practices are showcased in full splendor in Kisama Heritage Place, Kohima district. The government of Nagaland welcomes one and all to the mega event for a preview in terms of tradition, culture, and tourism of the state. Apart from our culture, we are known from our hospitality and warmth towards our guests. The friendly, welcoming atmosphere is just the right requirements that tourists need. Then we have so many delicacies along with our local spices, herbs, and brews, which are almost gaining the share of fame over the years. The famous King Chili has achieved a global recognition due to its spiciness. Then we have had successful cultivation of fruits like passion fruits, dragon fruits, kiwi, pineapple, etc. And there is extensive variety of native flowering flora that grows naturally throughout the state. In the agricultural sector, another viable venture in the state is the honey mission and beekeeping. And I must mention that the Nagaland honey is one of the best consumer products and of high quality. We also have handicraft and handloom industry, which is provided for the resources available in the state like bamboo, silkworm, and needle. Handicrafts comes naturally to the Nagas. The craftsman can create just about anything, ranging from a comb to trendy pieces of furniture using bamboo and cane. The art of handloom, flourishing on its own authenticity, has now accommodated for modern apparel with traditional design and style, creating a fusion. The women and men still wear the traditional attire, and it is considered as a valuable possession. Music. I can imagine a Nagaland with mentioning music, even if for a brief moment. If you visit Nagaland, you will realize that musical talent is inherent in the Nagas, be it the vocals or the instruments. We have our own indigenous musical instruments like the bamboo mouth organs, cup violins, bamboo flutes, love drums, etc. A key in daily life and special occasions are filled with it. Songs are sung narrating stories of war, life, death, magical beings, and lovers. Every occasion sets a different tune and brings a new story. There are many performers whose talents have had an impact at the global scenario. I would like to mention that our tourism is not just limited to the place and surroundings but also life experience, food, love, and whole lot more. This is the time to get on board the market of tourism and hospitality industry in Nagaland and the Northeast. On behalf of the government of Nagaland and the state of tourism, I would like to warmly welcome all of you to our humble home, Nagaland, our neighboring state. I genuinely hope that this event acts as the beginning, as a landmark to bring forth many more interactions, exchanges, and tie among all of us. And please, don't miss the opportunity and get on board in this travel industry with us. Before I switch over to, I have little PowerPoint presentation. But before I switch over to that, I would like to, thank Her Excellency, Madam Suchitra Rai, the Honorable Advisor, Honorable Ambassador of India to Thailand, for all the logistic support, and also Mr. Shyam Kanu Mahanta and his team for organizing this great event. Thank you and have a great day.
ทำงานอะไรมาชั่วโมงครึ่งนั่งรถ
Okay, the speech part is over now. We'll just show you. I'm sorry, moderator, Mr. Jain. We were told to take 2-3 minutes, but since we've come all the way, and with all the tour operators here from Thailand, I'm sorry, but we're going to take another 6-7 minutes. And should we give? It's just a brief preview about what Nagaland is about. Outside we have the pen drive, which has not only this film, also we have the brochure content in soft copy. The few out here, if you want, we may run out, but afternoon session with our Nagaland tour operators, we have more of those pen drives. So please collect from our tour operators from Nagaland from the booth. So for now, we'll just show you a brief, it's an audio visual actually.
The land of festivals comprises of 16 major tribes. Each of these tribes has its own distinct and unique identity in terms of customs, language, attires, and festivals. Nagaland is almost ethereal, a place of natural magical beauty. With its glorious past and rich heritage and culture, tourists can experience a truly ethnic Naga culture. Exploration possibilities in its lush and verdant subtropical rainforests, which are also a treasure trove of a plethora of medicinal plants. Tourism in Nagaland has unlimited opportunities, which can bud into a major tourist-centric destination globally. Some of the future prospects are heritage tourism or cultural tourism. Heritage tourism is a type of tourism practiced by those who have an interest in learning, admiring, and experiencing the culture and heritage of any region which is depicted in its cultural wonders. Landscape, artifacts, natural history, buildings, cultural traditions which are passed on from one generation to another are referred to as heritage. Working in the line of promoting cultural tourism, the Department of Tourism, with the support of the state government, has been organizing the annual Hornbill Festival, which is a mega cultural extravaganza held in the month of December from 1st to the 10th every year. Known as the Festival of Festivals, this event showcases Naga's multi-hued rich culture and tradition all in one platform. Nagaland is now aptly termed as the land of festivals, and cultural tourism has become its forte or unique selling point. Rural tourism or immersion experience. Rural tourism is an alternative tourism concept which involves tourists visiting rural environments for recreational experiences. It can be participation in rural activities, mingling with local people, and experiencing the rural culture. Ecotourism. Ecotourism focuses on volunteering personal growth and learning new ways to live, typically involving travel to destinations where flora, fauna, and cultural heritage are the primary attractions. An integral part of ecotourism is in the promotion of recycling, energy efficiency, water conservation, and creation of economic opportunities for the local communities. Wellness tourism. Wellness tourism embodies travel for the purpose of promoting health and well-being through physical, psychological, or spiritual activities. Nagaland possesses a vast variety of herbal and medicinal plants.
Every winter, Nagaland also plays host to a very special and respected guest, coming in terms of millions to share our hospitality for more than 3 months, the Amur falcon. A migratory bird coming all the way from Siberia, traversing thousands of kilometers across continents to roost and rejuvenate their health in Nagaland. The conservation efforts have been a success because of the joint effort of the local community, NGO, and the government. We are now even called the Amur Falcon capital of the world.
Music tourism. Music tourism is the act of visiting a city or a town in order to see a gig or festival. Music tourism is one of the newest typology of tourism as it involves travel of people to watch music concerts enthralled in the melody. It also opens up avenues for young talented youths. Agro-plantation tourism. Plantation tourism gives opportunities to relax in the lap of nature. The eco-friendly bungalows, resorts, homestay, etc., located amidst the lush green plantation, offer unusual boarding opportunity within the untouched splendor of nature. The Apple Festival in Talamir, Kipure, kiwi farms in Peck District, pineapple plantation in Medzipima, etc., are some of the few examples that can be promoted under this genre. The dragon fruit and other tropical fruit farms in the foothills of Nagaland can also come under this form of tourism. Monsoon tourism. Monsoon tourism is one unexplored area in which northeastern states have the highest potentials. Monsoon tourism offers tourists an opportunity to experience and enjoy the monsoon rain. Dark tourism. Dark tourism is involving travel to sites associated with death and suffering. This includes castles and battlefields. One such tourism can be the Kohima Second World War Cemetery. Tourism and the Act East policy. Almost 98% of the borders of the Northeast are international, a veritable gateway to Southeast Asia and the world. This is a grand opportunity since the locational proximity can be leveraged to promote tourism in the entire region, transform world economies and lifestyles.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sumi, and for the beautiful presentation. We have actually, run out of time for this. It is 12 o'clock already. We were supposed to have wrapped this up by 12. So we will make a small change in the schedule of the program. We will start the B2B session from 12:30. and have that from 12:30 to 1:30. But please do appreciate the fact that we only have this all till 1:30. So if there are things remaining, then they could continue along with the lunch. So we will now move on to the next presentation by Mr. Ranjan Sapam, the chairman of the Tourism Corporation of Manipur. Please, Mr. Sapam.
Her Excellency, Mrs. Suchitra Durai, Ambassador of the Republic of India to Thailand, who was with us and she had to leave for some work. My fellow colleague, Mr. Kehobi Sumi, Advisor, Tourism Government of Nagaland, dignitaries, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege for me to be here in this Northeast India Tourism Roadshow, the festival that's being held outside India for the very first time. And it's really something great on the part of Mr. Shamkanu and his team that they've taken up this project to bring this festival to this wonderful country and a wonderful city. Tourism, when we talk of tourism, everyone speaks of the connectivity. I think one of the most important things is the connectivity. And when we talk of connectivity, I belong to Manipur. Manipur is one of the 8 states of the northeast of India with an area of approximately 22,000 square kilometers and a population of approximately 28 lakhs. And why Manipur vis-a-vis the relation with the Southeast Asian countries? Manipur is and will be the gateway to the Southeast Asia, because this is where the Asian Highway 1 and the Asian Highway 2 are going to cross into the Indian territory from the other side, from Myanmar in fact. And this is one of the major things when our government talks of the Actis policy, which is a trust area by the government. This area, there's connectivity with the ASEAN countries. This is the state, the most important state that's going to play a role in this connectivity. And it was gladdening when the ambassador just told that there will be a direct flight from Bangkok up to Guwahati and Guwahati to Bangkok. Now that she's left, we've got a consular here. If we can have this connectivity at a timing where a person from Nagaland or a person from Meghalaya or a person from Nagaland and Tripura from Manipur, they can reach Bangkok on the same day. If the timing can be, discussed in such a way that we can reach Bangkok on the same day and within a few hours, that would be really beneficial for the tourists, for the business people. That I think that this is a point we should really note on that. And while Shamkanu was speaking about the human connect, and yesterday the additional Chief Secretary, Mrs. Suchiang, has just said, when we go to the Southeast Asian countries, there's always an identical crisis. Why identical crisis? When I just came in, even Mr. Chinara Chinburi, you know what he told me? Are you from India? Yes, I said, I'm from India. And he says, no, you look like a Thai. This is what happens everywhere. And as the additional Chief Secretary had just said, and this happens to every one of us who have come from Northeast. So that connect is there. That heart-to-heart connect, the facial connect is always there. And when you go, you feel at home. You feel at home when you go to any of the Southeast Asian countries. Not that you don't feel at home when you go outside, but you feel more, you feel more when you at your own place. You're meeting your own people. It's that connect is there. That emotional, I would say, the facial connect that gives a lot of thing. And talking about Manipur, Manipur is one of the upcoming tourism potentials. Why I say upcoming? We do have a lot of international tourists coming from outside, especially if many of you know the World War II, if we talk of the remembrance tourism, we have the World War II that was there, and we have a lot of Japanese visitors coming there every year. And the Britishers, and I believe the Britishers consider this battle, where they call it the Battle of Imphal, as one of the toughest battles they have ever faced. So a lot of tourists come to our place for the remembrance tourism, and also we have the largest freshwater lake, I believe it's in this South Asian countries, by the name of Lotus Lake, where it's a must-visit destination for people who come to Imphal. And yes, polo, the modern day polo. We gave the world the game of polo. That's the rhyming which we say, because that polo originated from Manipur. This is one of the thing where we have international tournaments of the polo, because the pony of Manipur is supposed to be, this is what the people who come to our state and they use, it's supposed to be, it suits playing the polo. So it's supposed to be this polo and pony, and in Manipur is supposed to be one of the best. And I don't know if you all have ever, many of you all must have Mary Kom. Mary Kom belongs to our state, and we are really proud of that, the 6-time women's world champion in boxing. So she's been an ambassador for our promoting our thing also, you see, and it's glad that she belongs to our thing. And I think every year a number of car rallies that comes from Delhi, sometimes where it originates from Guwahati, or some of them they start from Imphal as well. Just recently, last year, I was fortunate enough to flag off an all-women car rally, this thing consisting of around 16 from all across India. We had participants from Delhi, from Mumbai, from Kolkata, from the southern India. So they drove all the way from Guwahati, from Imphal to Bangkok. It was last year that all women's car rally team was there. And so I think Manipur is an upcoming destination for tourism, and also we are trying to promote the trade relations in this thing. Our Honorable Chief Minister was in Laos in the last year, and this year for the Indo-ASEAN Summit, the Honorable Chief Minister was to go, but because of the last minute change of schedule, he had to cancel his plan, and I was there for the Indo-ASEAN Summit. So that the business summit and all, we are really working hard on this aspect of the trade and commerce as well. Anyway, I could see the tension in that to wrap up the things. Anyway, I would like to welcome all of you to the state of Manipur and to every part of Northeast, because it's unique in its own ways. Northeast of India, it's unique in its own ways, with multi-ethnic communities and with diverse cultural extravaganza. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Sapam. Apologies for hurrying you up a bit. But on a personal note, okay. Before you start this, I just want to mention on a personal note, my wife, my lovely and talented wife, Rajni Basumatari, is also with us, who actually played a part in the movie about Mary Kom, who Mr. Sapam mentioned, and she will also be participating in the fashion show this evening, which I hope many of you will be attending. So after, are we going to have the... Evening. Okay. After this, we'll have the next speaker.
gentlemen, and all the tour operators who are here. I'm going to present a presentation on Meghalaya tourism. Meghalaya means abode of the clouds. It comes from the Sanskrit word, and it's a state located in the northeast of India. Our capital is Shillong. We have a population of about 3 million people, and our average rainfall is amongst the highest in the world. We have an international border with Bangladesh. Next, please. We are home to 3 major tribes: the Khasis, the Jaintias, and the Garos. And as mentioned yesterday, the Khasi language has close resemblance to the Austro-Asiatic family of languages. In fact, it comes from the Mon Khmer family of languages, and this is the distinguished tribal culture that we have in our state. Next. We have various festivals in the state: Long-term Festival of the Khasi Hills, the Bedin Klang Festival in the Jaintia Hills, and the Wangala Dance in the Garo Hills. These are all harvest festivals which depict our close association with the land. All agricultural related festivals, either Thanksgiving festivals or other festivals of that kind. Meghalaya is really unique because of the fact that we have nature as our top selling point. Untouched, pristine nature, be it our waterfalls, our caves, our trekking routes, our climate, and you may all be aware that we have some of the wettest places in the world, Cherrapunji. Shillong is the capital of Meghalaya. It is about 2.5 hours away from Guwahati Airport. And as we heard, our Honorable Ambassador announced that we'll have direct connectivity to Bangkok from Guwahati Airport. Shillong is just a 2-hour drive away from Guwahati Airport, up the hills. Next. Shillong, as you may be aware, has been one of the largest hill stations in the country, in the country as a whole. It was set up by the British and is a top hill state in terms of the destination. We have the 18-hole Shillong Golf Course. We have the Don Bosco Museum for Indigenous Cultures. This museum was visited by Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn during her visit to Meghalaya in the year 2016. And she really enjoyed her time there because this museum showcased the entire culture of the northeastern states. Shillong also proudly hosts the India International Cherry Blossom Festival. These are some of the cherry blossoms that come out in the month of November, December in Shillong. And we are proud to host this festival. The 3rd edition was hosted just last year. Sauraj Cherrapunji, as I mentioned, is the wettest place in the world. It receives the maximum amount of rainfall together with Mawson Ram. Over there you can see a picture of the Nokkilikai Falls. This falls is the largest single drop waterfall in the country. It takes a single plunge from the cliffs there without touching any of the rocks. We also have other beautiful caves there, the Arwah Caves, the Mosmai Caves. Shillong and this region was millions of years ago under the sea, in the Tethys Sea, and therefore in these caves you have even fossils of sea animals like seahorses or starfish that are there. The double-decker living root bridge is about a 2.5-hour trek from Sauraj Cherrapunji to Nongriat village, and this is something that has really put us on the world map in terms of tourism. These are actual living roots of the Ficus elastica tree that have been bent by villages for over centuries. This particular double-decker living root bridge is about almost 500 years old, and even the strength of these bridges are supposed to last for more than thousands of years in terms of the strength of these bridges. And so we have these living root bridges in our state which have become a really hot tourist attraction for visitors from all over the world. Maulinong, known as Asia's cleanest village, is also a village that was visited by Her Royal Highness during her visit. It overlooks the Bangladesh plains, and this is really something we wish to promote as an ideal model of rural tourism, where the communities have come together to promote a form of tourism which is sustainable, which is responsible, and which seeks to give the tourists a unique experience of the state in terms of the culture, people can live in traditional huts and dwelling houses and enjoy the local cuisine and the food and the culture of this place. Next. The sacred groves is something I wish to mention. The sacred groves, we have a number of them in the state of Meghalaya. These are groves, forests which are preserved for centuries. You're not allowed to pluck even a single leaf from there and take it out, or take in anything there. These are believed to be sacred sites by the indigenous communities. And Her Royal Highness visited this place and in fact, as mentioned by Additional Chief Secretary yesterday, noted down carefully the names of various flora and fauna that are present here. So this is also a form of tourism where you experience not only nature at its best, but also the understanding the background of the culture and the tradition of the people. This is the Moklang Sacred Grove. Dauki and Shnong Padeng, these photos are becoming famous over social media, over the internet, and recently there was a feature in a magazine and the heading was "Where Boats Fly" because of such pristine water and such clear water. So people are coming to see these waters in the state of Meghalaya which are untouched, unpolluted. So this is in Dauki. In the Garo Hills area we have the Nokrek Biosphere Reserve, and Nokrek Biosphere Reserve is home to the oldest genus of the citrus fruit. This is where it originated, and all forms of citrus have come from this Biosphere Reserve. Next. We have wildlife tourism, where we have some unique animals like the Hulok Gibbon Reserve there near Chandigarh in the Garo Hills. Next. We are officially in the Meghalaya age. Many of you may have heard of this. Those of you who haven't, scientists, geologists, last year, in the year 2018, discovered a stalagmite which gave evidence of the Earth's newest geological period, stretching from 4,200 years ago till today. And because of this discovery in this cave in Meghalaya, in the Sora region, this period in Earth's history which we are living in today is called the Meghalayan age after the beautiful state of Meghalaya. So we have the proud privilege of giving an age from the state of Meghalaya. Caving is something that we wish to promote, as our Honorable Her Excellency the Ambassador of India to Thailand mentioned. Adventure tourism is something that may attract a lot of Thai nationals. This is a picture of the longest sandstone cave in the world, the Prem Puri. This is about 24.5 kilometers. This was mapped by an international team and a local team comprising of adventure enthusiasts, caving experts. And caving is a form of tourism, very high value tourism, which we wish to promote in the state of Meghalaya. Meghalaya also offers various forms of adventure tourism like whitewater rafting, snorkeling, scuba diving, next, rappelling, trekking. So we welcome you on behalf of the government of Meghalaya to the beautiful state of Meghalaya, the abode of the clouds. And just as a final parting shot, I wish to show you a small 20 seconds clip of one of the beautiful waterfalls in our state, the Nokalikai Falls. Can you please play that clip? Sound. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Cyril, for that excellent and fascinating presentation. We would like to invite now Mr. Partha Das, the tourism in charge of Bodoland tourism. I am also known as the son-in-law of Bodoland because my wife Rajni belongs to the Bodo community. Welcome, Mr. Das, please.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Thank you so much. Without getting into any introductory speeches, I would like to straight away get into the presentation. I represent I'm representing the Department of Tourism of Bodoland Territorial Council as I'm the advisor to the Department of Tourism. Our Honorable in chance, Mr. Kampa Burgari, he is supposed to be here. He couldn't make it, so I'm visiting him. Boroland, it's a beautiful land, as Commissioners have said. It's a beautiful land where people live. A land which is unexplored and it's gateway to the beautiful greeneries of Eastern India when it comes from rest of India. I've written gateway to northeast of India because when you travel from India to our land, the northeast of visit, you have to get through Boroland. There's no way out because we live in the chicken snake corridor area. The 3 million population and ethnic diversity wise, there are almost 16 different communities living in that area. Total area is 9,000 square kilometers, out of which 40% of our land is protected forest, and it is ready for you to explore. Distance wise, we are almost 2,800 kilometers from Bangkok. On the left top is a map of India, then we have northeast of India, and on the foothills of Himalayas, just below the Bhutan, is where we are. This is a picture of a Boro lady in her traditional attire. Culture-wise, it is very rich because the dance form that we have, there are many of them, but predominantly the Bagurumba dance is a very popular form of dance in entire northeast of India, wherever we go and we present it. And we have a dance troupe here as well, which they will be performing today. Our ladies are very good expert weavers, not just in Boroland, even the Assam silk, which many of you are aware of, produced in Swalpuchi. The weavers are mostly Boro ladies. And traditionally, they have been weaving silk and weaving basic into the clothes that we wear. The traditional music instruments and other things which they're very rich in. There's some samples of handicrafts. Cuisine-wise, they are very rich, and it's probably similar to Far East than to rest of India. Why Boroland? Our primary strength is wildlife. Next slide. We are very rich in birding and wildlife tourism. Manas National Park is our main attraction. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a tiger reserve. It's an elephant reserve. It's a biosphere reserve. It's a biodiversity hotspot. It's an important bird area. Total area would be around 2,800 square kilometers. There's a picture of a golden langur which is found only in that part of the world. Then butterfly-wise, we are a very popular destination. We have almost 400 plus species of butterflies, which is here in Boroland. Next. Ecotourism. Because 40% of our land area is forested and natural, so the foothills. So ecotourism-wise, we are very rich. You can have very rich experience of ecotourism. Probably the elephant thing, it's similar to things that we find in Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai area. Also have similar things in Boroland. Next. Picture of a dance troupe, musical instruments. This we'll be seeing today, the evening. Adventure-wise, now Boroland is right now the capital for paragliding in Northeast. The trained pilots were doing tandem rides in Boroland. River rafting, the Manas River, which comes out from Bhutan through Manas National Park, is a very popular attraction for whitewater rafting. This is a camping spot by the river. We are also very strong in community-based conservation and ecotourism. We've been able to rehabilitate. Go back to the slide. These are some of the ex-poachers who were involved in poaching elephants and rhinos, which get traded in many countries in the Far East. So these poachers were rehabilitated into a community conservation program where 400 of these people are now providing tourism services. It was started by this society, small community ecotourism society. called Manas Housing and Ecotourism Society way back in 2003, and it has been appreciated by UNESCO as a successful model. Next. These are some of the boys who are now providing patrolling services, conservation services along with the forest department. Next. Last, we'd like to promote a festival that we are doing since last 3 years called Daising Festival. It's being promoted by Assam Tourism as well as Borderland Tourism. We have 12 days of festivities. Total venue area is 5 square kilometers. It's by the river. 1.5 million visitors have just visited it in December, January. There were total almost 1,000 performers, and out of that around almost 100 international performers. 10 countries were represented, including Thailand. Major attractions were the ethnic food and drinks, cultural shows, music festival, adventure and camping, water and air rides, elephant and camel rides. This is the festival. Please back. Go back. Please go back. This is the river and the festival guide. The whole area is around 5 square kilometers here, and both sides of the river we do this festival. This is hot air ballooning in the festival ground. Next. Cultural programs. There are some glimpses of the Daising Festival. It's actually a group from here. There were performers from Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and in fact the High Commissioner the Ambassador of Thailand to India, he was also present in the festival this year. And we have some big plans for next year. Sorry, I had to rush through the presentation because of shortage of time. Hope you could get the gist of it, and I would like to invite all of you to come and visit Borderland because of 2 reasons: because it's beautiful, and because your host is our son-in-law. You must come. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Das. I would like to now call upon the President of the Northeast India Tourism Confederation to speak on regional tourism packages, Mr. Banlum EB.
Actually, time is up. Excellency, and then dignitaries here, present here, and all the tourism stakeholders of Thailand and of Northeast India. I welcome you to this Northeast Festival. I would like to explain a little about the Northeast India Tourism Confederation. It is a confederation of stakeholders of entire Northeast India. Why we have formed this confederation is because we have many states in Northeast India. We have seen, and each state has got various stakeholders, associations, and groups. So we came together. We thought of Northeast India as a composite destination for a tourist. One comes to Northeast, does not visit only one state, but he or she has to visit many states of Northeast India. So under one banner we have confederation, and message from confederation here is that we have come to Thailand, we have come here to participate in the Northeast Festival. We are happy to tell you that we would like to see a good working relationship between the various stakeholders of Northeast India, especially the tour operators, with the tour operators and travel agents of Thailand. And for this, we hope that there is going to be a very positive change as far as the tourism inflow and outflow from Northeast and Thailand is concerned. We are here on a bilateral meet. It's not that we have come here only to seek the tourists from Thailand to Northeast India, But we are here to see that many people from Northeast visit Thailand and see the beautiful land of Kingdom of Thailand. This is one thing we're looking forward. And you see Northeast, we have many states. It's like a rainbow. There are 7 colors in the rainbow, but here in Northeast we have more than 7 colors. We have 8. We have 7 sisters, 7 colors of rainbow, and additionally we have a brother Sikkim. Now you have seen some state presentation here, which comprises of 3-4 states. But in the absence of other states' presentation, I would like to just give, because of the times, just a glance of the other states of Northeast India, along with whatever you have seen earlier. Now, when you come to Northeast India, people look forward for so many things in Northeast India. But you have to know certain facts of Northeast India, which these facts I would like to stress here. There are the number of national parks. We have got 16 national parks. We have got 3 World Heritage Sites. We have got 2 in Assam, 1 in Sikkim. We have got wildlife sanctuaries. We have got 55 in Sikkim, 7 Assam, 18 Meghalaya, 3 Nagaland, 3 Manipur, 5 Tripura, and Andhra Pradesh, 11. Then we all mostly are all Thai Govts in Northeast India. So we have 250 tribes in Northeast India. Then we have many birds in Northeast India. We have the bird species of 977, 23 endemic species, and 50 Indian red data book threatened species. Then we have 300 mammal species. Then we have 173 reptile species. So more and more we will get to know. But we don't have the time. And one thing is that in Northeast India, you will find, like similar, we are having a Northeast festival here in Thailand. There are many festivals in Northeast India. And one I would like to advise people to come and see the festivals. You know, you can see the mountains, you can see the rivers, you can see everything in Northeast. They are available 365 days a year. But festivals, you cannot go on for 365 days. So there are various in various states of Northeast India. And you check the timings of the festival and you come to those festivals. Try to tell people, please come to Northeast during those festivals, because you will get everything under the, whatever you're getting under one festival. You're getting to see the people, you're getting to listen to the music, then you can see what you call the various cultural dances of Northeast. So many other things which you can see, maybe you can get all at one glance by coming to the festival. So these are the advice we are telling the tour operators from Thailand when you tell people to come to India. Now, another very important thing which I would like to stress here, we have also many adventure spots in Northeast. People can come there, they come not only to relax, not only to see places, but they come to enjoy, and they come to Northeast for various activities. They want to see that, they want to do some maybe rock climbing, river rafting, and so on and so forth. So many adventure sports. So try to look at all these aspects. And now we're going to have a B2B meet here. In the B2B meet, you'll be meeting lots of tour operators from Northeast. We request each and every one to kindly try to meet each and every tour operator present here. But please don't take much time on one table, just 1 minute, so that you get at least their contacts and business, so that you can continue the interaction at a later stage. And we also will look forward from the tourism stakeholders, and especially tour operators in Northeast. We would like that we see that tourism tour operators from Thailand come and visit Northeast. Now you're seeing here in visual, but when you come for yourself and you see, then you can explain things better for the people from Thailand to come here. And one thing is that I come from I would just like to say there are some things which are very much different in other parts. I come from a matrilineal society. My title is received from my mother. This is all over the world. You won't find many countries that have this kind of matrilineal society. where when we get married also, we go to the girls' house. We don't stay in our own neighborhood. So these are the small things which you. Now, again, I've been warned there because of the timings. Again, I would like to stress that we will have a very good future relationship with Thailand tour operators. We welcome the Northeast. We also, on our part, will try to come often here if we can manage. We can have another event where we can have only business meet and interaction. Thank you very much.
Come to the very final segment of this part of the session before we begin with the B2B, and this is a very interesting experience sharing of bilateral tourism between India and Thailand. We have Mr. Charles Blocker from InVision Capital and Khun Thapani Thirayada, Managing Director of Path to Himalayas. So I would request you both to just take a couple of minutes each. Mr. Blocker.
Well, thank you so much. My name is Charles Blocker. I'm with Envision Capital. We invest in hotels and other hotel real estate, not only in Thailand, but in the ASEAN region. I have to tell you, what sets the tone for the B2B discussions is the sincerity. And we just heard, and I didn't catch your nickname, but Mr. Bumble, the president of the Northeastern India Tourism Confederation, that sincerity that this gentleman just spoke is really the foundation for what I want to talk about with regard to bilateral tourism. It sets the right tone. Is this coming through okay? Yep. I feel like I'm reasonably qualified to speak to you for a few minutes this morning or this afternoon on the topic of this. I happen to also be chairman of the American Chamber of Commerce and the Travel and Tourism Committee. We have over 120 hotels, airlines, budget, legacy carriers, hotel management companies. We have one of the most active chambers. And I just want to set the tone a little bit. Oh, can you just go back up to the first slide, sir? Thanks. So we have the great flag of the country of India. We have, of course, the Kingdom of Thailand and the ASEAN states. Even though we're based here, I say we, the American Chamber, we have chambers all over the region. We focus very much on the ASEAN region. And Thailand, in a very soft way, is indeed a leader in tourism, as all of you know. Of course, Singapore has the F1. They have a lot of modern. Hong Kong, we respect these, but Thailand, in terms of Thai-ness, in terms of excitement, in terms of activity, some of the terms and adjectives and the cultural heritage that you were mentioning in your own northeastern India is very relevant and very interesting. So why I'm bringing this up is that we just had the big Thailand tourism forum here about 2 weeks ago, just across the street at the Intercontinental Hotel, had over 1,000 participants. And we were a little bit off. Thailand were a little bit off this year. We had about almost 38 million foreign arrivals in 2018. That should have probably been over 40 million. Sadly, we had the accident in Phuket, which has now been dealt with some Chinese tourists. So this is an opportunity to learn in humility. And again, I think the humility is another factor when we look about bilateral tourism relationships. The number one theme coming out of the Thailand Tourism Forum, which is really the foreign business community, operative word business community, issuing a friendly and constructive report card on the health, on the quality, the state of the tourism industry in Thailand. And we also look for emerging trends. Two trends that I saw in some of the presentations here this morning and some of my preparation for today. Number one is active tourism and wellness tourism. You've kind of got those roped in, and I think you have some strong propositions in Northeast India. Number two is increasingly entertainment. Thailand aspires to be the number one tourist arrival destination in the world, probably by about 2026 to 28. Much will depend on the economy. France holds that position now at somewhere around 82 million arrivals. Thailand can only get there if it wants to by having quality tourism operations, bilateral arrangements, including those in India, but we have to have other offers. And some of those relate to entertainment. And that's the one message I want to leave with you, just to set this backdrop. And this is a key theme, is entertainment, it's sports, it's music, it's just activities that are in the city and up country. Next slide. So this was just to give you some context that I really didn't know where Northeast India was until I really looked more closely at the map. I've been to India many times, but never to Northeast India. I want to go there after having done some homework. But as you can see, it's actually even closer to Southeast Asia than it is to India and other parts of the India subcontinent. So it's like, you're almost like, I mean, the influence of your history, your ancestry over thousands of years into the Indochina region is huge. So it's only natural, but I consider you like a cousin. And why wouldn't we have you in the fold for the bilateral tourism? So geography counts. So what are some of the fundamentals when we think back? How many people here are in government? Raise your hand, please. Government, if you're employed by a government agency. You are, you told me. 1, 2, 3. All right, very good. How many people are in business? How many people have a P&L that they have to pay employees that are responsible? Okay. This is, for the government, your host here, and I meant to acknowledge and thank not only the Embassy of India here today, but also just the organizations that were fantastic to organize and set together very good, thoughtful content leading to this discussion. But the Northeastern Council, and then this Social Cultural Trust Trend, MMS, very thoughtful. This is going to be the first of, I think, several that you'll have around the region. But also, apparently, you need to go to Phuket with this as well. What are the fundamentals? You have a strategy. I know you have a strategy. It wouldn't be this well organized. Mutuality. I see a lot of humility. Your president, who just spoke about 7 or 8 minutes ago, I saw humility, I saw compassion, I saw a willingness to listen. I think you have some goals, although you haven't explained your goals specifically, and maybe you're holding those back. Maybe this is a learning trip for many that are here, talking to Thai tour operators outbound, and we'll talk about the reciprocity in a minute. Competitiveness. Thailand knows how competitive it is, because up until the last 4 years, we've had a crisis about every 13 or 14 months. We've had sort of steady state, but you have to be adaptive, you have to be flexible, because things happen and other people have different offers. So competitiveness might be defined by infrastructure, i.e. new airports, it could be airlift, it could be a new race, it could, but it's also how you promote and protect. I heard there are actually 4 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the province. This is very good. How do you arm and make yourself competitive? The bedrock for any strong bilateral tourism relationship is indeed trust and cooperation. I feel it in this room. I think we'll see it at lunch in the B2B. These are such basic things. These are almost out of a business school case. But I think they're ones that are grounded not only in the Thai tour operators that are here today, but also the people who will make the promise work and deliver on that in Northeast India. Next slide, please. Again, stating the obvious, but sometimes the obvious needs to be stated. There is a lot of wealth right now in Thailand. It's been accumulated over many, many years. There's also a lot of wealth in India too. But just to focus a little bit on the trade and investment side, when we step back, the Ministry of Industry in Thailand has something called the Board of Investment. It induces investment historically to come into Thailand, including in the tourism sector. It could be infrastructure, it could be a hotel. A lot of that centered around having foreign ownership. However, in the last 3 or 4 years, and this is significant, is that outbound investment, the BOI wants to see more outbound investment by Thai nationals who have wealth, whether they're high net worth individuals, family offices, or large corporates, and they are tax incentivized to invest in other operations. Could be food, could be tourism. So this is something to keep in mind in the back of your pocket. For those of you who are here from India, when you do talk to your Thai counterparts, the other big part of the communication, does that mean all right, that's the buzzer, that's the chicken, I gotta be quiet. Communication, and I think friendship. I think one of the things that happens if you don't communicate is you can create some gaps and stress. I have had several very successful relationships with Indians. I've also had some very stressful ones. But it always comes down to communication. The ones that I think are the most successful, and I've also had Thai partners in my relationships with them. It all comes down to communication and then building a long friendship. I really wanted to do just a top 5, but I had to do a top 6. This is my capstone. Before I go to the top 6 things that I saw that I like, that I think Thai people and expatriates that are living here in Thailand, as well as ASEAN, I'm going to go through this, but I have to put in a little ad, otherwise the governor of the TAT, the Tourism Authority of Thailand, he will give me a slap on the wrist. For the last 10 years, but increasingly in the last 2 years, Indian families coming to have their weddings in Thailand, particularly Phuket, it is just a rocket business. Whether you have this much to spend or this much to spend, you can find people over. We have more flights to Phuket and other parts, including we have several new airports in our aerotropolis, from Utapao to Swanaplume, Don One low-cost carrier, legacy luxury carrier. But it is, I guess it's probably the most significant growth potential in the MICE sector is Indians inbound to have their wedding. Now, to close on the last, my top 6, sorry, it's more than this, is your culture. It is, I saw more of it today with the videos. So this is a monitor against your wildlife. I had no idea you had so many national parks. I mean, this is a treasure. This gets back to taking care of your assets. Number 4. Cuisine. I can't wait to eat the food. We're going to have some at lunch. Tea. Do you know what that in Myanmar, in the northwest part, there's a beautiful province up there. They sell it by the bale, and they serve it in very nice restaurants in Northern California for about $35. Tea. The profit margin, the markup on that is about 20 to 30 fold. It's amazing. Just tea, people are eating tea salads. You have similar opportunity, but as you're exporting the tourism, your landscape, it's so rich and beautiful. This doesn't even do justice to it. This is in Zone Valley. And then it all starts and ends with people. So I will thank you. That was probably about 2 minutes too long, but
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Blocker. We would like Kun Tirayada to, for a minute or two, and then we start our B2B session. Please, Kun Tirayada.
May I have to introduce myself? My company Tirayada from Pakistan Agency Service. Today I have great opportunity from Indian Embassy and Northeast Indian Tourism to be a speaker today. May I have to speak short and sharp because now it's nearly lunchtime and everybody start to hungry now. And I have to speak in Thai for clearing understanding for Thai people in this time. I need to share the experience that I went to the Northeast India. The last year I went to Assam and Tripura. My feeling is very good in that town and it's very nice. That place is like a heaven. More Thai people maybe know in Sikkim, but Assam is beautiful. Is so much also. I speak in Thai is better. ที่อัสสัมนะคะก็ที่โอไปมาก็ที่ไปมาเนี่ยก็ได้ไปที่อุทยานแห่งชาตินันบุรีนะคะที่นี่เราจะต้องมีไฮกิ้งนิดหน่อยเดินไปแล้วก็มีล่องเรือไปดูเทือกเขาฮิมาลัยด้วยนะคะใครที่ชอบผจญภัยแล้วก็รักธรรมชาตินะคะแล้วก็ชอบดูชีวิตสัตว์ป่าที่นี่เหมาะมากเลยที่นี่เราจะได้ไปแล้วก็ได้ไปที่ศูนย์อนุรักษ์พันธุ์สัตว์นะคะคาซิลังกานะคะที่นี่เราจะนั่งรถจี๊ปไปซาฟารีไปชมแรดนอร์เดียวค่ะที่นี่เห็นตัวเป็นๆเลยกับรถก็ขับตามหลังเขาเราก็จะได้เห็นชัดๆแล้วก็จะมีฝูงช้างนะคะแล้วก็นกต่างๆมากมายเลยเหมาะกับคนที่ชอบเที่ยวแบบไวล์ไลฟ์นะคะ สำหรับคนที่ชอบเที่ยวแบบแอดเวนเจอร์อัดสัมก็มีเช่นเดียวกันนะคะไม่ว่าจะเป็นลัมปิ้งนะคะพาราไกลดิ้งหรือว่าไกลดิ้งก็มีนะคะก็อยากจะแนะนำให้ทุกคนได้ลองไปดูและที่สำคัญพลาดไม่ได้ถ้าไปอัดสัมนะคะไปชมไร่ชาเพราะว่าท่านที่ชอบดื่มชาน่าจะทราบกันดีว่าอัดสัมเป็นชาที่มีคุณภาพที่สุดในอินเดียนะคะแล้วก็ผลผลิตเกินครึ่งเนี่ยมาจากเมืองอัดสัมเวลาที่ทุกคนไปก็จะได้ลองเก็บชาดูแล้วก็ได้ไปชมโรงผลิตชาด้วยนะคะยังไงอยากเชิญให้เอเจนต์ทุกท่านเนี่ยลองไปดูแล้วก็ลองเสนอลูกค้าดูยังไงคิดว่าลูกค้าไปเนี่ยกลับมาประทับใจแน่นอนนะคะอยากให้ทุกคนได้ลองไปดูขอจบเพียงเท่านี้สั้นๆนะคะขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you so much, Kun Kiran. Please come on the stage, and we would also like to have the representative from the ATTA, Kun Chinara Chinburi. Please come on stage, and Mr. Blocker from Envision Capitals, Mr. Shamkanu Mahanta, Chief Organizer of the Northeast India Festival, will felicitate our guests and speakers. Okay. Session, this morning's session, and we will now.
We have got 40 tour operators from Northeast here, and we have got more than 110 tour operators of Thailand here. So it's a talk about B2B or bilateral tourism between Northeast India and Thailand. And Mr. Dilip Sharma is a coordinator, is an entrepreneur, and is doing a lot of work for Northeast. So we want to start the B2B. Dilip is going to coordinate the B2B.
Then collect 10 cards and get free ticket.
That's not an issue. Okay, always. Stop getting happy with it.